Key.
Yeah.
Top two spots. Let's show you what's going on. We've got a lot to talk about weather-wise, you guys, and we could well be looking at really difficult travel. I-25, I-40, but I-25 first, no question about that. We do have winter storm warnings all across the northern portion of the state, across the northeast and into east central sections to include the East Mountains. We also now have winter weather advisories from Farmington all the way down to the northern portion of the Gila, and winter storm watches continue in the dark shaded blue areas. Mainly the onset of the storm down there will be a little later. That's why we're still under watches. Got to wait and see how things play out. 45 degrees in the metro area right now. Across the north, temperatures for the most part in the 30s, and as you get to the south, 30s and 40s. We'll continue, though, to push cold air in across the east along with that storm system headed in our direction. And this thing's going to come in a few different pieces. There's one piece here out to our west. Another one's going to dive down from the north. So the combination of this along with the cold front coming in from the east is really going to make for a very interesting setup here. So let's get to it. Right now, the storm is cranking up over the west coast. Timing on this thing Wednesday through Thursday at this point. The snow is going to get started early across the north tomorrow. What to expect? Heavy mountain snow looks like a good bet. Heavy snow across the northeast and east central sections with bad roads. Now, the metro area, we're going to get a ton of wind, but what about snow? I'll get into that in a moment. Bust potential on this is based on the ability to get a big-time storm across a wide area of the state, and that looks very, very good tonight. So we're only going to go with a bust potential at 30% on this, 70% chance this thing delivers in a big way. And what we're going to get is this low, along with the jet, parking over New Mexico here, and that's going to provide some of the critical lift that we need with this. Then you combine some moisture and running that moisture up along the east slopes of the mountains, and that's why the east side of the state is really going to be favored to get hit very hard under this scenario here. And it does look like we could be talking about snow amounts in excess of a foot in some areas of this portion of the state. Now, as you get down across the southern portion of the state, we're going to start to see everything drop down into the south late tomorrow night and into Thursday. So the focus will eventually shift down to the south by Thursday here. So let's talk about what's going on in Albuquerque and what's going to happen here. First of all, our big issue is once again going to be the snow hole. We're going to get very gusty winds through the canyon coming up during the late portion of the evening hours tomorrow, and that will continue into early on Thursday morning here. Not only are we going to see, though, some of these gusty winds sneak through the canyon, there's enough cold air here that that cold air is going to roll up on top of the East Mountains and then come tumbling down into the valley. As that happens, gains momentum, and you get even gustier winds. Gusts up to 50+ miles an hour will be possible here in the city. And when that starts to happen, when we ordinarily would see snow fill in because of those gusty winds, we see that snow hole over the metro area and we miss out. That looks very, very possible. If there are areas that are going to still see good snow, it's the East Mountains and up on the West Mesa. But even that, it'll be dicey. I do think for the most part, metro area is not going to do great. And here's why. Let's take a look at some quick numbers here. Starting tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and we carry it to Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Look at the precip chances. They're actually pretty good, right? You look at these numbers, you say, good shot at getting some snow. But look at what happens to the winds during these exact same time periods. Look how high those winds are. So when you end up with those really gusty winds, 30, 40, 50 miles an hour, it's very difficult to get snow going in the metro area. That's why we don't like the metro for a lot of snow. We could get a little bit, though. So who gets whacked? Well, in this picture, I'm pretty sure it's Dean because he's the only one smiling. So my guess is he's in for it. But anyway, so we go across the northern mountains here. Snow breaks out early Wednesday and continues through Thursday. Along the east slopes, 12+ inches of snow will be a possibility. Many resorts could be in that range. The farther east you go, the better shot you've got at big-time snow. Snow picks up with the front tomorrow, and along I-25 and I-40, difficult travel, especially I-25 early tomorrow and then everybody later on. 6+ inches by Thursday night. We could be talking well over a foot in some areas of the northeast. Watch the East Mountains for big-time snows here around the metro area, 6+ inches. But again, those canyon winds of 50 miles an hour to gusts could make it difficult in the metro. Across the southeast, this really is something that gets rolling into Thursday morning. Chance for a few inches of snow, maybe a little bit more, and tricky travel will be a very real possibility as well. All right, let's go region by region as we head across southern Colorado. Definitely looking at the possibility of 3-4 inches of snow up over the San Juans from this particular system. Rain snow mixes over to some snow showers in the northwest. But again, given the temperatures, you guys aren't probably looking at a ton of snow. Across the southwest, partly cloudy, some mix for tomorrow and then a little better shot into Thursday. Over to the southeast, mostly cloudy, showers late, and then snow on Thursday morning. Up to the northeast, snow, heavy at times. That continues into Thursday. You guys are going to get pummeled by this storm. Northern mountains, again, looking very good here. The farther east you are, places like the Moreno Valley looking very good to get heavy snow for the next 2 days. 38 in Edgewood, 38 in Cedar Crest, 43 in Harris for highs, but the snow will set in during the day tomorrow and continue tomorrow night. Here in the metro, we may start off with some rain showers, then the battle of the wind versus the snow. We may be able to accumulate some snow, though, and again, this is one of those deals we need to watch pretty carefully late Wednesday into Thursday. If we can calm the winds down, we could get a little more snow here in the city. We'll keep you posted.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, Mark.